Hey everyone, it's Leroy here with Javier Romero, who oversees our South American performance chemicals business. But why don't you start by giving everybody a little bit of a background, who you are and how long you've been with the company, and so on and so forth.
Yes, I've been with the company I go into 29 years this February 20. I started my career with you as in the lab, in the laboratory.
Okay.
Then I moved to technical services. I did a PhD before, doctor, and I was in Australia for all this time. And I have the big boss came and tell me, Javier, there is so many PhDs and scientists in this world. And he say, why you don't become a salesman?
Yeah.
And I say, okay, let's
Get
go
into
and
the
be a
lab.
salesman.
Yeah.
And they say, yeah, you have to move to the US and help us develop the Latin American business. And
Yeah.
I did that. And
Tell people a little bit about sort of what you do, and what your responsibilities are.
yeah, no, I take care of all the KPC business and Mexico, all Central America, South America, and the Caribbean. We started with nothing, Leroy. We started with nothing. Like when I came to the US, we have less than 10 customers. Now we have 700 customers
Yeah.
all around the place. We have registration. We have everything. It's a serious business what we built.
When we bought Performance Chemicals back in 2014, your business it was probably, well, I'd say, well, today it's at least 5 times the size it was back then in terms of its profitability. I mean, you've taken it a long way. It was the smallest of the Performance Chemicals international regions. It's now the biggest in terms of returns to the company, and it's right there along par with our Koppers wood products business in Australia in terms of, again, being the biggest of the what I would call the smaller regional businesses. So you've done a fabulous job of growing that business, which kind of leads into there's still exciting opportunities for growth there, right? The board approved a capital project a little over a year ago, maybe, right, to build some capacity down there. Why don't you talk a little bit about what you're excited about down there?
We have this excellent opportunity to build our own site,
Yeah.
and we are all very excited about that. And it's not the only opportunity; it's a lot of opportunities to growth. And yeah, I'm very excited about all these opportunities. You know what I love about this job is this team that we have. I think we are around 30 people now working in the region.
Okay.
Very talented, and thanks for that. We have what we have today.
Well, it's exciting stuff, and like I say, you've done such a great job already. I want to shift to something that I know is a personal passion of yours, of making your own coffee, brewing your own coffee, and roasting your own coffee. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about that?
I had the opportunity to buy a small farm in Guatemala. I went into this and I learned a lot, about the terroir, the exposure, selection of varieties, and so on. So I did that, and then I have some roasting training, coffee appreciation training,
Uh-huh.
and a barista training. But yeah, so we have that, and I have a roaster in my basement, a small roaster, 7 pounds, and I roast every week or every other weekend. And yeah, small amounts. And when I turn around, I do 20, 40 pounds, turn around, it's gone.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's a good hobby.
All right, Javi. Well, I want to ask you a couple sort of just quick hit questions here.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Ready? If you could have an unlimited supply of one thing for the rest of your life, what would you pick?
Coffee.
Coffee? I thought you might say that. Okay, good answer. Imagine you could teleport anywhere. Where would you go right now?
Oh, I would love to go on bike the Rhine or go to Jerusalem.
What's one movie or TV show that you never get tired of watching?
The Godfather.
Oh, okay. Good. What piece of advice would you share with your younger self?
I got unsolicited advice all the time. It's like I walking on the street and somebody come out of the house and say, Javier, you should do that. It's like, oh my God. So it's my revenge now. You have to listen to me.
Yes. Yeah, please.
Okay. No, I would say advice in general, very simple and practical. Me, no, I'm not copying anybody. What are you doing right now? Doing it better. That's about it.
Continuous improvement. I agree with that. I like that message. So
Yeah.
what's the most adventurous thing you've ever done?
Oh, I did a few things, adventures. I work in the Amazon for at least 5 years. In the Amazon.
That in itself is pretty adventurous.
Yeah, I have so many stories. Pushing logs in a crocodile infected waters
Oh,
and full
oh
of
man.
leeches. But
Yeah.
I have so many stories. But yeah, that was adventures.
All
Yeah.
right. We'll have to do a part two to this sometime and get at some of those stories. Now, in the spirit of The Godfather, I have an offer you can't refuse, or
Okay.
maybe you can, but you get to ask me one question if you want. It's up to you. Okay.
So my question to you, Leroy, will be how you personally know that what you want to do in the corporation is transmitted not to your direct reports,
Yeah.
but to middle management or below. And
Yeah.
how do you know that you are listening to us?
Yeah. So it's a great question. It's a hard one to answer because we struggle like a lot of companies in terms of the message making its way out. Right. We have 2,100 individuals across the organization that work across 45, 50 different locations. All I can do is trust our leaders to get that message out. I do rely upon the engagement survey to provide some glimpse for me, because that's the chance where 2,100 people get an opportunity to get feedback back to me. I was just going through comments, reading comments the other day. I will say I can't solve every problem. We have leaders throughout the organization that I have to trust to be able to carry out, their responsibilities. But I do my best in where I need to, step in to situations that, if I feel that something isn't quite right in terms of either how we might be handling it according to our values, or, again, maybe messaging just got distorted as it was getting filtered down. So I absolutely rely upon those engagement surveys to provide some, glimpse back into whether the messaging is getting out there. Thank you so much for spending the time. Appreciate
Well,
it.
thank you, Leroy.
And thanks for all you do and all your team does. You guys are doing a fabulous job. So for everybody else out there, until the next employee interview or a 412, take care, everybody. Happy holidays.